What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Most Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good? What's good?
Oh baby, we back another day, another episode. Oh man, I always get hyped when we get to do this, man. Always a good day.
Oh,
Always, man.
100%, dude. I'm excited.
Yes, indeed. And shout out to this weather, right? We had what 70, 80 degrees last time we was in here,
Yeah.
and then we just had snow. We had snow. Yes, we did.
Secretly, I liked it.
It was cool. It was kind of edgy against the grain. I'm not opposed to it, but it was definitely different. It got me back out here in my sweatshirt gang now, compared to when we was in her, just t-shirts and shorts and flip-flops and stuff like that.
And it didn't feel as cold as I thought it was going to be. I don't know why, for every reason, especially knowing that it was only going to be one day. It warmed up as the day went on, too. So I enjoyed it. It was like, okay, this is just going to be the last snow. I'm not so against it right now.
Well, do you think it's going to be the last snow, though? Because that's my thing, right? The snow shocked me so much that we started trying to research. Well, when's the latest it snowed in
April
Pittsburgh?
21st, too. Damn.
Right.
That's got to be it.
I would hope so.
There's usually one snow in April at some point. Usually it's more early.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one is a little shocking with how late it is. I think we're done, though. I think we're done.
I hope we're done. I definitely hope we're done. But
I was trying to play golf yesterday, dude.
You trying to play golf?
I swear, all the courses were closed. Because once it got up to around 2 o'clock in the day, the courses would be cleared out. Like, the snow wouldn't be out there. If it was, it'd just be in spots that hopefully your ball wouldn't be at. But yeah, courses were closed. They kept them closed the whole day. Which
Smart move.
I don't know why they do that. Like, if you're just going to walk on, it doesn't really affect it too much. I get it with the carts, how it can mess things up. Usually they'll do that, too, if it's, like, raining too much.
Oh, yeah, with the cart path only stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So I was a little disappointed. I thought it'd be a nice day to go out yesterday.
Yeah. Nah. No nice day yesterday. No. But it's all good because today is a nice day. I mean, like I said, they had to cancel baseball games, stuff like that yesterday, but not today. Today we got action. So I'm happy. I'm good. If you're good, we're good. And it looks like they can hear us good in this here chat. Okay. So if that's the case, I think we should go ahead and jump right into this first topic, man, because of course here in Pittsburgh, we had some important news that just dropped, man, recently. And that's Coach Tomlin. Coach Tomlin signed a 3-year contract extension, which would keep him, at the head of the ship until 2024. Now, I talked about it briefly, doing a little video that I did, but
well done.
Man, shout out to the person that came up with this cover art on the fly. I mean, it's certain people that just got the magic touch. They call them Drake. I just got the Midas touch. You just touch it and it just boom.
No, I don't need any credit, dude.
But shout out to Coach T, man, on this extension. But I really wanted to get this conversation flowing with you and with the people in the chat, because that's the one part when I get to post a video like that, it's just my quick reaction. But sometimes it's nuanced. We want to go back and forth, and I love being able to hear what you guys are feeling as well and what y'all are thinking. So make sure y'all tell me in the comment section what y'all feel about Coach Tomlin's extension. Do you like it? Do you love it? Or do you hate it? I mean, whatever you feel about it, just put it in here so we can talk about it as well. But when I think on it some more, I get excited for you.
Oh, yeah.
Same. I get excited for you, man.
Same.
Because I see something that's aligning here. Now, when I said this the other day, people thought I was crazy.
Did you see my tweet? Is that what you saw?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I just had your energy, though. It was big Deke energy that day. Okay? So as I'm sitting here, I'm just like, all right. 1 year, but it's avoidable years after that. Okay. Salary cap's supposed to go up. All right. Huh. I said, Coach T until 2024. I said, yeah. And I said, the one person that I haven't heard say anything about retirement is 7. I said, they haven't said that they're ready to move on from 7. They haven't done anything to indicate that at all this offseason, not even a glimpse of it. I said, 7 going to be back. I said, 7 going to be back for another year, at least another year. The way that I feel like it's going to set up is literally 7 plays this year. He'll come back next year. Depending on how that goes, I think the last 2 years are going to be Coach T's years to find a quarterback and show what he can do without 7 being on the roster. But I do think that 7 was going to be back next year because of the length of this extension. I'm just throwing it out there, man.
I thought you were going to say 4 more years. They were both aligned.
I mean,
because that was my tweet. It was with Ben and Tomlin. I said 4 more years. Well, I've been calling for 4 more years. Probably the last couple months. That's been my slogan on Twitter. I just tweet out a picture of Big Ben, 4 more years. The one time he held up a 5, I was like, you know what, edit that 5 more years. So, yeah, whenever I saw the years where it's like, okay, this year, and then it's a 3-year extension after that, That's 4 years. So that got me thinking too. I mean, you were talking about how you think Ben's going to be back the following year as well, even before this contract extension. Yeah. So then I was like, okay, Ben, 2 more years. If he's still playing good, why not? I mean, him and Tomlin are kind of connected.
And that was why I said at the 2-year mark, reevaluate, because it's like, all right, we know he's going to be here this year, and I definitely think he comes back next year. But the reason why I say I wasn't ready to put the final 2 on, because a lot can happen during that, whether his play is increasing, decreasing, injuries, all that kind of plays in. But I just feel like for certain, after seeing that extension, because think about this, the past couple of years, Coach Tomlin has only been getting 1-year extensions. That became like the big deal of, man, he's really having to sing for his supper, so to speak, and have to prove on a year in and year out basis that he's good enough to coach for the Steelers. So to see him get the 3-year extension was kind of like, whoa, y'all really like are believing in this and really buying into that. But the thing that I wanted to note also was, because some people view it as him being rewarded based on what happened these past 2 years. And the question became, well, do you think he's earned that? The 8-8 year with Mason and Duck, you can make a case for it. But then they were saying last year, based on how it started, and then compared to how it drastically just kind of fell off at the end, does he warrant a 3-year contract extension? Was that good enough? Because the message it kind of sends is, yes, this is good enough, even though he hasn't had a playoff win since 2016. But that's why I wanted to hear from you. Kind of like, what are you thinking on that? Do you view it as him being rewarded for this contract? Or is it more just business and it just makes more sense that way?
Yeah, I just view him as one of the best coaches in the league, and it just makes sense. I mean, you could go through all the stats of his success throughout his Steelers career, you know, not having a losing season. And I would point to that 8-8 season in 2019 as a positive.
It was very impressive.
Yeah,
it was very impressive.
I would. It was definitely concerning with how it finished, but honestly, I don't put that all on Tomlin. Just like I wouldn't put the end of last year, how it finished up, all on Tomlin either. There were a lot of drops. There's a lot of janky stuff going on.
Yeah, injuries as well from the defensive standpoint.
Injuries too. And you could talk about all that stuff even too back in like the mid-2010s about some of our playoff failures. Like I think we got really unlucky. Now, there are some valid criticisms where you could say, man, we could have done better in the Jaguars game. I think we also could have done better from a total standpoint against the Browns in the wild card game, obviously. But the Pouncey snap over Ben's head is not Tomlin's fault. Some of the mistakes that happened throughout the game, those aren't Tomlin's fault.
I agree.
So yeah, I just think he's one of the best head coaches. I think it's a good move. So there's 2 scenarios that play out. It's either we have Ben come back for these next 2 years, and you know, if Ben wants to hang it up, retire, then we have Tomlin for those next 2 for that predecessor, which makes complete sense. You want to have one of the best NFL head coaches out there coaching your team whenever you bring in a new guy. And then if not, Steelers are just rolling with Tomlin as their coach. Big Ben's those 4 years too. They're kind of tied at the hip. I'm good with that too. So it just makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, because another thing, like even just going back to some of those playoff losses during the Killer B era, because that is always brought up, right? When we talk about, well, when was the team the most talented? And some people say during the Killer B era. Some people say how it is currently, probably a year ago, right? But in all of those scenarios where the playoffs have fallen short, you think about in 2014, you lose your running back, L. Bell, the week before in the Bengals Sunday night game, you lose him. And then from there, you're starting a free agent running back that you just signed in terms of
Which one are you talking about, the Ravens game?
Yeah, that Ravens wildcard game,
definitely.
Right? And you lost that year, right? Then you think, okay, in 2015, you go on the road, you beat Cincinnati, but now you go to Denver.
No AB.
No AB, no L. Bell, right?
No D'Angelo.
No D'Angelo as well. So you're
Ben
down
on a bum arm, which he still torched it up, but still.
But you can just see, and then it's like, all right, well, at least that year you lost to the eventual Super Bowl champs.
Similar thing
could be,
too,
but you should have won. Same thing could be said in 2016, right? You have the playoff run, but then L. Bell is hurt going into the New England game, right?
And we have Colby Hamilton and Sammy Coates as our receiver 2 and 3. Like, come on.
It's like, so you can see once again, like every year, and then obviously 2017, we said Shazier going down, but if that's the one that really sticks out the most, I do think so, because it's like, man, we were the favorite in that. It was a team that we
had Jaguars.
The Jaguars.
Yeah, that was the one that's pretty much
that sticks out the most. Absolutely. Even though you look at that team and they were a botched call by a referee away from being in the Super Bowl as well. So even with all that being said, when you think about what Coach Tom has been able to do from a regular season standpoint, and some of this postseason stuff earlier on in his career, I just think that you want a guy like that leading the team. And he's 49 years old.
Yeah.
He still could coach for another 15
he looks good,
years
man.
if you wanted to,
he
man.
looks like he's 35 still, 35, 40. Honestly, I see him in some of these interviews, and then I heard his age at 49. I'm like, what?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Absolutely, man.
And another thing, too, is going back to 2018. Maybe this is something that someone would bring up as a knock against Tomlin.
Yeah.
How we missed the playoffs. We went 9-6-1. You know my argument for that is like, Boz missed all those field goals. We got those shitty calls in the Saints game.
Well, that was year Boz was hurt and was still playing through it.
Yeah, and then Juju fumbled at the end of that Saints game. So, like, that stuff's not on Tomlin. That team was a 12-4, 11-5 team, in my opinion. Yeah. If some of the players perform like they're supposed to.
Now, just looking at what some of the people have been saying about it in the chat as well, Jason, I think I'm going to say your last name right, Modify. I think I said that right. Says, love Coach T staying in the Bird. Couldn't think of any other coach that could replace him and lead the team like he does. And I do agree with that. I do think that in terms of one of Coach Tomlin's best attributes is his ability to connect with you, his ability to find what motivates you and understand how to utilize that thing to make you an overachiever at times. Like, that's the thing that I love about Coach T, man. Absolutely. All right. All of the above says it's good to have stability at the coaching position and loves the extension as well. Ali Scott says, that's my coach. We talked about player development, but Coach T's development has made him into an overall better coach. I smell Super Bowl rings coming.
I sense it too.
Okay. I do like that. All right, well, here we go. Stephanie says, she has a different tone. She says, Tomlin is overrated. And then we had another, let me see, where we at? No Limit say he needs to manage the clock better. That was the other one. And then Winner says first round X's are getting annoying though. And I do understand those sentiments. I'm not going to lie. I can see how some of those things can be frustrating, right? Continual first round exits or yeah, I mean, just
I guess the Jaguars was the most recent one before the Browns wildcard one. But yeah, dude.
Because then the other 2 years they didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, but like I said, with that 9-6-1 team, like how is that on Tomlin? Boz missing all those field goals and some of these awful fumbles and opportune times, and then also the one where Ben just gets hurt in week 2, and we're dealing with Mason and Duck. Like, that's gonna happen. I mean, just getting to 8-8 and having us almost in the playoff was more of a success than a failure, in my opinion.
I agree.
So yeah, it's just a little bit frustrating. I think we've gotten some unlucky breaks.
And I do think that through it all, as great of a coach as Coach Tomlin is, I still think that he's very underappreciated amongst Steeler Nation. I mean, you think about how often it's brought up that people want him fired or just don't want him to come back. And you're just kind of like, man, I understand from the Steelers standpoint, our standard is what? Super Bowls only, right? You're either winning a Super Bowl or it's a bad year. But from a league standpoint, Coach Tomlin is in the top percentile.
He would just be like Andy Reid. Like if he was let go, he'd find a job immediately.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's the thing that is hard to kind of, I guess, communicate to people at times because you only see this is all we know. But me kind of being able to bounce around and see a couple different organizations and just have a bird's eye view, it's like, dude, the standard here in Pittsburgh is insane. But league-wise, man, Coach Tom, it's not too many guys that Coach Tom is looking up to. I mean, in fact, you can make the case that the one that he's looking up to is Belichick, that's debatable now that we're going to see Belichick without Brady. Because we seen Brady win one as soon as he left.
Yeah,
and we saw Brady, what Belichick looked like as soon as he left.
Yeah, Brady has more Super Bowls than any team right now.
And you look at the winning percentages of, okay, when Coach Tomlin hasn't had been, Coach Tomlin is 3 games above 500. I know.
18 and 15.
Yeah, he's 18 and 15, right? Whereas you look at Belichick in games without Brady, he's 3 games below 500.
Really?
Absolutely.
I'm actually shocked.
Yes, absolutely. I had to do the research.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, all of last year too. Yeah. But like some of those stresses with Castle. Yeah.
Castle, they won what? 10, 12,
Jimmy G. They went 4-0 that one year. I think they had Brissett in there for a second.
They won a ton when he's not. But and Belichick is a really, really elite coach. We know this. But just this whole. Because, that's the one they always bring up. They don't bring up Andy Reid. They don't bring up Pete Carroll. They don't bring...
I take Tomlin over all of them. Right. Yeah.
But now it's like, it's always Belichick. And I'm just like, well, no. We're going to see just how good this guy is. You know what I mean? Because even though I know you feel that Ben is better than Brady, I think around the league, we feel that Brady is just.
I get why they think
you know
that.
what I mean? So we're just trying to see, is it because he had this player and we had this player, or is it that he's literally that elite from a coaching standpoint and just head and shoulders above Coach Tomlin? I personally don't think he is, but it could be me, just having my Patriot hate filling in my blood.
Yeah, and I kind of want to stop saying this. I think after I say this, I'm never going to bring it up again, or at least I'm going to try not to. But another unlucky break was seriously, we were going to beat the Patriots in 2017.
Facts.
That would have been the number 1 seed right there.
And
so
then,
who knows?
Then instead of us playing Jacksonville, we're either going to play
the Titans.
Yeah.
In the divisional round.
Yeah.
And then if the Patriots do beat the Jaguars, they're coming home to Hines. Like, as much as we still had our chance in that game, and then also just beat the Jaguars in the playoffs, just do that. I mean, that would have been back-to-back years we beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
Because I think the year prior to that, Ben was hurt. We had to have Landry Jones in. So a lot of that Patriots stuff gets overblown
went crazy
too.
Oh, I forgot Landry had. Yes.
We were kind of in that game.
We were.
Until the second half.
Yeah, we blew some coverages. That happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not bringing up the Jesse James thing anymore. We got to stop with that because it's becoming too much of a thing now.
Yeah, I would say it just keeps reminding me of.
It was a regular season game. We got to stop it.
it has taken on just a mind of its own. But I just remember not even being. I thought I was as mad as I could be that night. But what really pissed me off was the Super Bowl when Zach Ertz had the exact same thing and they ruled it the other way. And we're just like, wow, this is crazy. So yeah, thank you for bringing me down memory lane and making my head hurt. And you always do this to me, man. Thanks a lot. It really means a lot that you do those type of things, man.
Is there anything else on Tomlin?
That's what I'm trying to see. Let me check. Jesse J's Cody. You absolutely right. He did.
He did. But we got to stop complaining about that. We got to move on.
All right. Yeah, I haven't seen anything else. Just what all the above says. Most teams in the NFL would love to have Tomlin be their head coach. We're just very spoiled. I do share that sentiment, man. I mean, when you think about just around the league, and we're just asking, all right, what team would want Coach Tomlin, or what team feels like, hey, man, we like our coach, we're good? Seattle, New England,
New Orleans.
You can make a case for Buffalo because he's currently doing it.
Well, that's actually probably one of the most interesting things. I was going to ask you about that. Like, McDermott seems like he's on that trajectory where he could be the staple Bills coach. But what's crazy is he hasn't proven anything that Tomlin has.
Right, because Tomlin had actual hardware, but you think about what he was able to do with the Bills in the playoffs this past season. Like they did their thing. They advanced through. They made noise, as we like to put it, right?
No, what I mean, it goes back to the whole spoiled comment. Yeah. Like Tomlin's already done all this shit that a lot of teams are looking for in their next head coach.
Absolutely.
Like Bills are probably so excited about McDermott, but Tomlin already has a Super Bowl appearance. He has the Super Bowl ring, and we're in the mix just as much as the Bills now.
And count how many AFC Championship game appearances he's had as well. Like he's won. He's done a ton, and like we said, he's still only 49 years old. So I'm trying, I feel like it's a handful of teams that probably would like their guy a little bit better than Coach T. But other than that, it'd be a plethora of teams out there that would want his services. That's the part that we're getting at. But we are very spoiled here, and it's a good thing that we're spoiled. That just means that we haven't had to endure any of the hardships that a lot of these other teams have. Hopefully, we never have to. Hopefully, that's the steal away, and that will be the standard, quote unquote, continuing to be the standard. So I like that.
So I got a couple maybe just hot topics surrounding Tomlin.
Go for it, man. Let's do it.
Like quick questions.
Yeah, while we're still on the Tomlin topic,
I saw this on PTI. Over under Tomlin, 20 years as a Steeler head coach. So the end of this contract would be 18.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Daggone. Oh.
And they were comparing all the other coaches that have lasted 20 years in the league. They're all Hall of Famers.
Right. That's dicey, though, because I need to see if Ben is there the whole time. What does that look like? If it's a transition in there, what does that look like? How smooth is the transition? Do we have one of those, all right, Ben is the quarterback next year, but we draft our guy in the first round, and he sits, and now we get the smooth, Favre to A-Rod transition? If it's that, I like it a lot. I think he gets the 20. I think he'll get over 20. If it's not that...
Do you think it's his choice or the Steelers' choice, though?
I do feel like it's going to be his choice.
Okay.
I just think because of the success that he's had throughout his career, I think because he currently still he has the highest winning percentage of any of the coaches in Steeler history, including Chuck Noll, including Cowher. I mean, you think about those guys; those are Hall of Famers, those are legends. But his winning percentage is higher than those guys. So I think of that, and I just feel like the team, they love that narrative of we've only had 3 head coaches, since the 60, was it 68, 69, I think it was. And then they're able to be like, well, yeah, we're going to have 3 Hall of Fame coaches, and we never had to fire any of them either. Like, that is a vibe that they kind of like to go with. They do.
They like that, and they like not firing coaches.
Yeah, we don't fire coaches. We're just not gonna we're not gonna renew his contract. We didn't fire you though. And they love siblings. You got a brother. If you got a brother anywhere in the NFL, Pittsburgh's where you want to play because they're gonna get your brother. I promise you, they're gonna get him. All right. We know they like these type of things. This is what they do. This is what they do. So I just think that it would have to be Tomlin saying, "Hey, I'm ready to go." It's mutual, or they would just let the contract just expire and just went in, renew it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But so, I think he's going to get the same type of exit that Ben is getting right now, where it's like, all right, we know when Ben joked, or we don't know if he was joking or serious, when he flirted with the word retirement and then they drafted Mason. From there, when Ben showed that displeasure, it was very clear that Ben could do, he had a longer leash from then on. And then even coming back this year, right? All right, we're going to make sure we get a deal done for you to make it work. And then if he wants to come back next year, it'll probably be a similar conversation where they get the deal done for him. I just think Coach Tomlin is going to have that same luxury of whenever it is time, if he wanted to stay an extra year or two.
Sure, to get to that 20.
Right, I think he's going to have that ability.
Either way, he'll still be in his so-called prime age-wise for coaching.
Absolutely.
Because how old's Belichick? He's almost 70, right?
Dude, like, legit, Coach Tomlin could coach another 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, legit another 15 years.
When did Cowher hang it? He probably hung it up around the same time Tomlin is right now. But he just stuck with the broadcast. No one expected him to.
Yeah.
Everyone thought he was going to come back at some point after maybe 4 or 5 years.
I never took him as a commentary type guy or an analyst type guy. But he's great in that role. I mean, we obviously had a chance to talk to him about it as a guest on the show. But it's just like, man, I had no clue. But Coach Tomlin would kill that role as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Coach Tomlin would be great, man. You see Rex Ryan, they be over here. Hey, Rex, you're going to need to slide over, big fella. Coach T, that's your seat right there.
Actually, that would just be a good booth right there. Tomlin and Rex Ryan.
Come on, man. That would be out of
control. Throw McAfee in there somehow. Oh,
it'd be out of control, man. It would be out of control.
One more. I got one more. Does Tomlin win a Super Bowl with the Steelers? Win another one?
Oh, that's a good question. Man, hold on. Before I start saying, I'm going to ask them too. Right here in the chat. Actually, I don't have to say it in the chat. I just asked right here in the live. Hey, do y'all think Coach Tomlin is going to win another Super Bowl with the Steelers? That's what you said, right?
Sure.
Do you think that Coach Tomlin will win another Super Bowl with the Steelers? Let me know in the comment section, man. And we'll chat about it and discuss it as well. But for me, do I think he'll win another Super Bowl? No. Not with the Steelers. But I have a caveat. I don't think he'll win with the Steelers with Ben as the quarterback right now. I just don't think that the dynamic is going to work the right way and they're going to have the right pieces in place, mainly because of just how the money is going to be set up right now, right? I just don't think that happens. And the further we go into this, the older Ben gets, the less his performance becomes. So now you're going to just have to roll the dice on what that next guy looks like. I don't know. Like, if you roll the dice as Andrew Luck, well, then sure, I think Coach Tomlin can win him another one with the Steelers. But if it's anybody that's less than Ben, then no, I don't see it happening. And I just personally don't think it's going to happen right now for him.
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
I know you're going to say he can win multiple ones, right?
Yeah, I was going to say it's a big yes. I know Ben's getting up there in age, but he's going to be aging like fine wine. A second resurgence here. Not 1, not 2. Not 3.
That's that big Deke energy.
Not 4.
Man, your back don't hurt with all that. How you walk around like this, man? No wonder you slouch all the time, man. Gee, we're on baby weights on you, man. I like it.
So what did I finish? I said not 4. So 5. We'll say
5?
Yeah.
Just a whole nother 5 piece. I like it. All right. Okay.
Yeah, probably 3 or 4 with Ben, and then maybe he'll get one with a rookie at some point, like in his last season.
Listen, he go out there and get 5, man. I'm gonna play the lotto. I don't know. I'm gonna do something just reckless. I feel like I can't lose if that happens. All right. That's a lot. That's a lot. 5. Interesting. Let's see what the comments say. That's what we're gonna go to right now. All right. All right, so man, it's a lot of. All right, here we go. Yes, he's getting one more with us. I see a lot of yeses. He better if he's going to be here 5 more years. Not with Ben as QB. Yes, not with Ben, though. If it doesn't happen next year, then no. He has to if he wants to hit 20 years.
We're going to have more cap space after this year, though. I don't know why. Why is it this year that it's the deadline?
I think because we're just the trend for 7 right now. I think they're looking at him and saying, all right, remember, going into this past season, right, when the season ended, a lot of people were already looking at him as being done, being like, hey, he's shot, it's over. Then the other faction was, well, now he's going to have even more time to rest, another year away from the surgery. He's ready to go. He's going to be good, and that whole narrative.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. I think he's going to ball out.
Right. But either way, it's still a lot of uncertainty around it. I think that's kind of, the thing.
They're saying like the following year. If say he does ball out, him being able to keep it up.
Yeah. Well, so I think that's the whole purpose of it.
That's why people say that at least
this year, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because money-wise, the cap goes up, so you can bring in more pieces.
That's what I mean.
But at the same time, we also know T.J. Watt's got to get paid. Minkah Fitzpatrick's going to have to get paid. Terrell Edmonds is coming up eventually. Regardless of what you want to do, if you want to pay him or replace him, you're still going to have to spend money on that. And then so forth and so forth. Devin Bush falls in that mix as well. So I think that's the other thing of why we're kind of looking like, yeah, the further this thing goes, just the model. You think what teams have everybody paid with a quarterback not on their rookie contract? Typically, it's either your quarterback's on the rookie contract and you have everybody around them paid and they can be stars, or you got to go the route of, all right, the quarterback is paid and everybody else, we're kind of, we got a stud here, bargain piece here, stud here, bargain piece here.
The Bucs are the only one though. The Saints.
That's because they all took. But no, the Bucs. Them guys they were playing for less. Even when they came back on their contract extensions and things like that, they still were playing at prorated rates compared to like their league standard.
But isn't Evans and Godwin's their contracts are
Godwin just is on a franchise tag right now.
14 million.
So he wasn't. But last year he wasn't playing on that. Last year he was playing on the last year of a rookie deal.
But they brought everyone back though.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Even with the guys coming back, they all could have got way more money going elsewhere. Levante David took less. Was it Leonard Fournette took less? We can go down the list of how many of those guys.
Fournette was the only one that came to mind, but that's just running back.
A lot of them guys were taking just less money so they could come back, and that's why they were able to bring back all 22 starters. Like, this is crazy.
I think it could happen. Like, depending on Ben's contract, if it's like $20 million, I think we could bring most of those guys back. Just with how everything's organized, because the offense is going to be a little younger.
They would have to want to come back for less money. That's all I'm saying. The Bucs, it's a lot. You're a lot more willing to come back for less when you're coming right off of a Super Bowl. If they hadn't won a Super Bowl or if they hadn't played in the Super Bowl, I guarantee you that would be a different tone. Them dudes want to be over here like, oh yeah, I'm willing to take less to come back. Yeah, let's do it again. Like, nah, the guys are gonna want to get paid. But when you win that ring, now it's like, well, let's try to run it back and get another one. So,
like you said though, with that cap space bumping up though, it might not be as much of an issue.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. 100%.
But yeah, that's why a lot of people are saying that though, in terms of it has to be this year. And shout out to John C. He just says everyone be sure to hit the like button. So shout out to what John said.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Tate Boy says he'll get 2 more. Mr. Marcus 37 says no, he is not going to get another one. And let's see, Bro High. If he coaches another 15 years, I don't see how he wouldn't win another ring. I do agree with that. But we did say the caveat was in Pittsburgh. He can coach at 15, but I don't necessarily think that it would have to all be here in Pittsburgh. Just because sometimes just in life, I mean, you grow sour with people, right? Regardless of if it's him being tired of being here or organization just wanting to go in a different direction, anything like that can happen. Not saying that it will, not saying that there's any rumblings of that, but
just happens.
That it happens. And I just think that with Coach Tomlin, no different than Andy Reid in Philly, even though he never got the ring in Philly, he still was very successful in Philly. But we saw how they kind of grew sour on him. And then what? They fired him, or they
actually it worked out for both.
Yeah, it worked out right. They got their guy Doug Peterson. He won a ring. Then they fired him after that. Then Andy Reid goes out to Kansas City, wins the ring, goes to one Super Bowl, won one, lost one, and then went to an AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
So I think with Coach Tomlin, if it were to come to that, it would be similar to Andy Reid's situation where he would go on somewhere and win another one somewhere else. But we're talking about in Pittsburgh, and that's the whole caveat.
Well, yeah, because the first question was, does he make it 20 years in Pittsburgh too?
Yeah, because 20 years in Pittsburgh, that's a long time. And we already said how we feel like it could work out, but we could see where it wouldn't work out. But then to say, would he win a Super Bowl during that time frame as well? Those are the different things that make this discussion a little bit more spicy, which is why I like it, man. Shout out to you with these hot topics, man.
Stole it from PTI.
Hey, listen, man, we don't give other people credit up here. We just take it and run with it, man. Act like it's yours.
I thought that the 20-year one was too obvious, I think. I think the Super Bowl one, that's maybe a little more general. I think I stole that from another show, though, too. I don't know. See, I can't remember which one. So we won't name whatever show that was, because I just can't even remember it.
But no, a lot of people feel like he can win another one, but a lot of them feel like it won't be with Ben, though. They think, so one guy even here, let's see, this says something about Dwayne Haskins. I just saw it. Where are you at? Oh, he says, better hope Haskins balls out eventually, because drafting quarterbacks QBs 3 and 4 round has not worked out. Oh, yeah, you can't draft them mid-round quarterbacks. I'm with you on that. But no, it was something about Dwayne Haskins' development.
That is true. All the quarterbacks now, like, you got to draft a dude in the first round.
Yeah. You have to, man.
Like, in the past, you could get away with some of these guys in the second, third, fourth round and then potentially developing. At least that was my football that I grew up in. But my old man talk.
You got to get these guys first round, man.
Yeah, and it's still a shot. I mean, it's still 50-50, but you just have to pay that premium now for that chance.
Absolutely. But no, that's a good question, though, man. Like I said, was there a third topic of that?
No, that was it. That was it. Yeah,
I like it, though, man. That was clean, man. So if you're ready, man, we go ahead and transition to this next topic, man. We got to talk about these rule changes, man, with the NFL, man. They what they approved and what they did not approve. Make sure we say that right.
Sure.
So the main one that was approved was the expansion of jersey numbers. Now, the linebackers, in terms of being able to wear single digits or certain numbers and things like that, that's been approved. We talked about it a lot more in depth last time. I think it's what I'll pull up the exact numbers for you.
Oh, it's a lot of positions.
It is,
too.
Yeah.
Like linebackers can wear number one.
Yeah, because they changed
receivers, running backs.
Here it is, right here. So
I think cornerbacks,
running backs, tight ends, fullbacks, halfbacks, wide receivers can wear numbers 1 through 49, 80 through 89. Defensive backs can wear anything from 1 to 49. Linebackers can wear anything from 1 to 59 and 90 to 99. Offensive linemen can now wear 50 to 79, and D linemen can wear 50 to 79, 90 to 99, and then kickers, QBs, and punters will still remain with 1 through 19. Shout out to the kickers, punters, and quarterbacks then.
Yeah, all the other positions are going to just steal the numbers off the QBs.
I mean, that's what it looks like, right?
QBs and punters, yeah.
But the thing, I don't know if you know this, and I saw some of the players recently, they found this out. They didn't know as well. But they were upset because if you change your number at this stage of the offseason, you have to pay.
That's what the
for
NBA,
your inventory,
whenever like Kobe changed or
and I know LeBron and AD, they tried to do it as well.
Yeah, but that was the problem. That's why he didn't do it.
So you have to pay for your inventory because it's so close to the season. Meaning this, if you're Juju Smith-Schuster and Nike saw you re-signed with the Steelers, they went out and made 1 million Juju Smith-Schuster jerseys at number 19. If he changes his number to number 9 right now, he would have to essentially pay for the 1 million remaining jerseys from Nike. That's how this whole thing works. So that's why you'll see some people excited about it and some people are absolutely pissed about it.
Does he get those jerseys?
Yeah, but it's like he has to physically cut the check to buy all of his jerseys.
But then he gets them, he could sell them.
Yes.
That's not a bad deal.
But as an NFL player, are you really going to go through the process of selling that many jerseys?
You got to outsource that.
Yeah, I'm about to say. And then you're going to get taxed from Uncle Sam on that. You think he going to go to sleep on you? Not at all. That's a headache. That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And do you really got the inventory or the space to just have 1 million of your jerseys just sitting around?
So when could they do that? They have to wait till next offseason?
So the way the number changes work, from my
understanding, when do they print the jerseys is what I mean.
No. So typically at the end of the season, I want to say it's at either the end of the season or the end of your contract, right? Because once you sign say you're going to a different team, right? You don't have to worry about paying for your jerseys. Then you're just going to the new team, you sign, boom, whatever jersey you pick, that's your number for the duration of that contract. So if you change it at any point during that contract, that's when you have to pay for it.
Is Juju's 19 official with this new contract?
But this was it. Oh yeah, because it is a new. But
It comes down to Boz, and then that's what I mean. He might not have to pay for that jersey swap then.
It would just depend. Depends on whenever Nike decided that. Well, because the new league year has already passed though. And since he did sign as soon as the league year hit,
do you have to write in this is my number, in the contract, send it to Nike or NFL or something?
For me, when I first came here, as soon as I signed, I told them my number that day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like all right, I'm gonna wait and come back. It was like, all right, this is the number I want to wear. You know what I mean? And then when I did the extension, because I had already had my number, it was like, all right, you're just going to keep the same number because you're still on the same team. I think that's more it as well. But, yeah.
So, in this case, he still would maybe have to pay for all those jerseys.
Yeah, and then he still have to pay Boz for the jersey because, Boz ain't coming up off of that.
No.
Not if you Boz.
Boz is 9. That's his number. Yeah.
And I'm trying to think for Boz, I mean, yeah, because then you got the same situation for him in terms of his inventory. But typically the way you would have to negotiate that is, well, look, if you paying, you need to take care of all of this. The big money guys usually got that type of money.
Juju just got to stick with 19. We talked about this
He's
whenever there was rumblings about whether they're going to do the jersey number rule. I think he should stick with 19.
Yeah.
I've seen some other jersey swaps though. There's some numbers out there.
It is
3.
Dude. I saw
Deontay Johnson in college.
Oh.
But I think Haskins picked 3, didn't he?
He did.
So Haskins has 3. 10, Devin Bush.
I was about to say, what was Devin in college?
10.
What was Mika in college?
Oh, I think he was in the 20s.
He's like 29 or something like that, right?
I think 29.
Yeah.
Let me see if anyone's 29.
That used to be Marco, right?
Let's see. No, 29. He did say like 39 was a really ugly number. And if it worked his first year, he was just going to keep it though.
Oh, and it did work.
Yeah, 2 All-Pros already, so he kind of got to stick with that 39.
It did work. All right. Let me think who else. What was Edmonds at Tech?
Oh, I'm not sure. Hold on.
Because Tech, they always had weird numbers out there. So he probably been like 17 or something at Tech, man.
All right, let me check. What's your guess?
17? I'm going to say like 17.
22.
Ooh.
22. Yeah.
Safety. Huh. So we don't have a 22.
Let me see.
Do we have a 22? I don't think we have a 22.
Deuce Staley. No, we don't have 22.
All right. So we got some options.
So he's 34.
He got some options.
He could have switched that at any point, though,
right? That never stink, bro. He could have. Oh, man.
Yeah, I guess he likes 34.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think. Does anyone else have any cool single digits?
Yeah, in terms of single digits,
no. I'm saying like that play for us.
In the 20s, you still have 21 out there and 22.
Yeah,
like those are pretty decent numbers, but that's nothing.
Right.
That's related to the new rule change.
Yeah.
Single digits, number 1. Mason has 2. Haskins 3. Jordan Berry has 4. Dobbs has 5. Man, so no 6.
Can we get Vince to switch to number 1?
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
6 is available. We need an
inside linebacker in a single digit, bro. If we can get a linebacker in a single digit, that'll be fire.
Yeah.
From an optics standpoint, it just looks aggressive. It looks mean. He looks like a stud.
Sure.
A 5-star, like blue chipper. You know what I mean?
12's available.
Oh. You about to make me come out. You about to make me come back out here, man, and put me on a single digit. That's what I like how I look. I'm gonna get me a custom.
Yeah, 1 would be sick. 1 would be sick.
Who's number 5? Do we got a 5? Who
Dobbs.
is 5? Dobbs. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna take Dobbs. I can't take Dobbs.
How would that work if he's 5, but then he doesn't make the final roster?
Then
it's 5 available.
Yeah,
but
anytime any of those guys that are going to switch to it, you still just have to pay your inventory. Now,
what if you're an unknown or something?
Well, then you're fine.
Okay,
yeah. It's
you
about
only got to pay for like 100
right.
jerseys or something.
Right.
Okay.
Like if it's nothing crazy, but you got to think for Nike with their marquee athletes, you think about how many jerseys these people sell. Like this is the best. Think about how many times Juju has been on the best-selling list. You know how many jerseys they're making authentic in the different styles of them, right? The different age groups of them. That's a ton of merchandising for a player to be like, yeah, I'm just going to switch my number to this now. And they got to eat that and then create a whole new set of inventory for that number. And then say in 2 years, he's like, yeah, I'm going to switch back to this number. You're like, bro, what? So, yeah, that's why Nike has to operate like that. But funny thing is, Reebok was the same way. When Reebok had the deal, they would do the same thing. Because that's what keeps these players from just flip-flopping. Because let's be real. As much as I love my number, there's plenty of other guys that couldn't stand their number. And if they wanted to, they would switch. If they could, they would switch their number every week. Like that was their vibe. They're like, I want to have a different number. We would come out to practice and guys are practicing different jerseys. I would do it every once in a while. I always felt dirty. I'm like, I feel like I'm cheating on my main thing. Like I need to have that 5 deuce or that 5-5. Like, oh. But every once in a while, I step on out there with like a single digit. I'm just like, boy, you would have played at USC if you played with the 1 on in high school. Like, jeez, you just look raw.
What did Vince Williams have in college?
Oh, he wasn't he a single digit?
That's what I'm thinking. Hold on.
I think he was a single digit. 11.
11.
Yeah, he was 11.
Who has 11? I think 11's available.
Vince, cut the check. You could cut the check for that.
Yeah, how many jerseys, outstanding Vince jerseys are
Vince,
there?
Right?
No, Claypool's 11. I'm an idiot.
You're right.
That's kind of a big deal.
All right.
It was 12.
You're
no
right.
one has 12.
Yeah, we can't do that then. Definitely can't mess with that one, man. But Devin Bush, see?
Devin Bush at 10, maybe.
And look, and Douglas even agrees. Douglas says Devin Bush wearing 10 would be fire.
How would you feel about that, though? Kind of disrespectful to the 5'5".
It's not, though, because the rule changed. If you go from 5'5" to the 10, bro, that's mean. And if you're Devin, it would be smart to do it now because you got to think, even though you're a first round pick, you were a linebacker. At you're still a top 10 pick, but you're still a linebacker. So you're not like a top 10 wide receiver running back where they make just a crazy amount of this stuff. So you might be able to cut the check. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it'd be a big deal. Like it would make some noise too. You get some
think
publicity.
About how many people would rock with that 10.
Sure.
I would go get me one.
Yeah, it's an iconic Steeler number.
I like the 10. The 10 is fire.
Who would be 5'5" then?
We'd have to wait. Wait till we draft the next stud. Unless you're drafting Zaven.
Yeah.
You draft Zaven and JOK, any of those guys. If Micah falls down there, you take one of them, they get 5'5". But if I'm Micah, if I'm any of those guys, I'm coming in single digit. If I'm Zaven, I want the 2-3 on my chest.
Yeah. That would be sick, man. Yeah, you got it. Like if you're coming in as a rookie, you got to try to get one of those single digits.
Got to. Oh, someone says, what about TJ? Oh.
What was his number?
Vincent says, give TJ Watt the 7.
Is that his number in college?
I don't know. I think it was like 42 in college.
Why they say that, man?
They want to take a 7. But then
did they just want me to get mad? Come on, man. Well, because, I think you're right. I think it was like in the 40s.
They want me to get mad. I'm just saying, man.
Let me see.
It would look good.
Yeah, it was 42. Why is he saying 7?
But then 7 could stay. It could still be a great number. Post bit.
No, that's retired, dude. It's retired. I know why we don't have 12. I know why we don't have 12. Terry Bradshaw.
Absolutely. It's certain numbers.
That's going to be the same way with 7,
and
man.
52 is the same way. That's why there's no 52. Webster. I guess certain numbers you're not touching.
58, I'm assuming then?
Yeah, 58, 59.
Yeah, 58. Mm-hmm. 75, obviously. No.
Yep. Now, that's a ton of numbers that you can't touch. You see it's no more Hines, right? What was the last 86 you saw? Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're running out of numbers.
Seriously, we laugh about it, but that's what we.
That's why this might actually be a good
thing,
right?
And that's why they say like they can't continue to retire everyone's number, and that's why they've only retired I think like 1 or 2 numbers here in Pittsburgh, right? Because they said it's literally just too many that they would be forced to never be able they can't give out enough numbers for the team, so they do what they call like a soft just retirement, like they just won't give it out. And literally, I've asked, trust me. I had that.
Which one do you want? You wanted the 5'2"?
Yeah, because I've worn that since, like I said, since I started playing defense. Like that was the number I chose. I always play offense, right? Running back. Had the 21. Wanted to be prime time. Had my little bandana on. It was green because I couldn't afford a blue or a white. That's the only one we had in the house. So I used to wear this green bandana with the 2-1 on my chest. I had a golf glove because my dad. I told my dad. I was like, yo, when I run the ball, my hands sometimes I want to keep them covered. And he's like, I get a little cold. So he's like, all right, let me get you a glove. So he went to just the Sports Authority, and they had the little glove at the front. This is a white golf glove. It was one golf glove. You don't have the one on the right hand. Just put my jersey on, but I was nasty with it, bro. Killing kids out there with my one little golf glove, and you couldn't tell me I wasn't fired because my dad bought this glove. I was like, yo, my daddy got this. I'm mushy with this. My dad golf glove. Don't play with me, But but for me, man, when I came here, I was like, yo, I've worn 52 forever. This is my number. And they're just like, well, look, man, we don't give this number out. He's like, man, Webster, just look him up. This is the guy. I was like, dude, I know who he is. I'm like, but dang, can I pay? I went there. I was like, can I pay? Because at the time, I thought I was coming in. I thought I was big money. Because in Buffalo, there wasn't really a lot of big money. So me hitting my escalator, my contract made me feel important. And I'm like, yo, bro, look, it's how much? I'll cut the check right now. How much you want for the jerseys? I just want to wear 52. That's my number. We're not giving it out. Okay, all right. What else you got there, man? All right, there you go, man. I don't even like that number no more. But it worked out because 5-5 looks beautiful.
5-5's good. Yeah,
but yeah, man, I was on one. I was on one bad for it. So what you mean? Like, let me get this. Like, I can't get my 5 too. But yeah, there's certain ones they just never give it out, man.
That's got to be Ben too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's no debate.
Ben.
I'm trying to think. Have you seen an 84?
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
You know I'm good with that.
Okay. I'm just, hey.
You know I'm good with that.
Certain ones, you're just like, they not giving that out anytime soon. Mm-mm.
Yeah, who else?
Yeah.
Well, McFarland took 2-6.
Yeah. Cause
3-6. Let's see. No bus. Yeah. 3-6.
Yeah, no bussy.
Yeah, no one's got that.
Any 8-3s? I haven't seen any. I'm trying to think. Is there 8-3?
Or Heath.
Heath, yeah.
Anthony Johnson.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's 83 right now.
Dang. No, I'm playing. I said, I don't know who that is. Not messing. But it's just like, dang, Heath, like, man, get my man, put his number back away, man.
No 92. Oh, well, Danny was 92. So.
Yeah. Ooh. Tuitt was a single digit guy.
At Notre Dame, yeah. He was 6, wasn't he? And 6 is available.
I think he was. Oh, can we get Tuitt in a single digit? Can I get Tuitt in a single digit?
Hold on.
I need him in a single. Can I get him in a single?
He was 7.
Oh, he was 7.
You could go 6.
Oh man,
he could go 6.
He could go 6. I like I said, for me as a whole though, man, I just like the single digits, man. Like keep the single digits alive, especially for my defense, for my defenders, for my big skilled players. You know, we don't have a lot that goes well for us that makes us look like athletes. So give us the number. At least give us a dope number like that, so we can feel like an athlete.
Yeah,
that's all we ask for. We don't ask for much, man.
So Devin Bush is the top candidate, and maybe like depending on the jerseys for Joe Hayden, could he pay Dobbs for that 5? Maybe.
Very true.
Those are probably the top 2 candidates for the jersey swap, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah, because Joe definitely gonna be. I mean, and Joe got the money for it too. So you know, if there's anyone that can do that, Joe is one of those guys. So yeah,
I think that's something you would want to do, like in the later stages of your career, spice it up a little bit.
Hey, man, I'm not opposed to it.
No, definitely.
Especially when your bank as long as his, man. So, but that's the first rule change, and we was cooking on that one. I like that one a lot. That was fun. All right, now some of the other rule changes are things that did not get passed. The Sky Judge. Remember, I think the Baltimore Ravens, they were the ones that had proposed that the NFL use an extra official offsite or wherever where they can directly communicate and ultimately correct egregious errors that we might see. Think the Saints game, right, with the blown pass interference call and things like that. The Rules Committee voted no on that, but they did make an amendment where an official can have, open lines of communication with I think they said it was it's not New York, but wherever he's going to be at.
There was some type of happy medium.
It's going to be like some place where this extra official is going to be, where he is able to communicate with those guys more freely. And if they see something that is egregious, to make those corrections. The big thing in terms of why they didn't want to do the Sky Judge, they said they just didn't see the point of having a replay official, a Sky Judge, and have the command center in New York. They just feel like it's too many different avenues, and they are ultimately they feel like it's too much replay going on already, and they want to find ways to keep the game a little bit faster pace. Sure. Instead of these 3.5 flirting with 4, they want to get it closer to 3. So that was another thing that they had stated in terms of why they did not want to do the Sky Judge with that whole replay situation.
Yeah, that's what I saw too.
But what'd you think on that, man? You cool with that?
I got no opinions, dude. I skipped right to the jersey rule. Like I'm telling you, like the one I was looking for was potentially some of the overtime stuff, but they're just eliminating that in preseason.
Correct.
Which is fine. And then the other one that we talked about that was kind of like the hot topic, the Ravens rule.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anything about that getting passed.
Now the last thing, so it was 2 more that were kind of significant. The Eagles, I think they proposed the 4th and 15, the onside alternative. That did not get voted down, but they tabled it to next year. Yeah. What they're going to try this year is just adjusting the amount of players that can the receiving team can have in the kick box, right, for the onside kick rules.
Yeah, I saw
that.
To
just make it a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, because typically right now you're able to have 10 guys in there. You have your 1 returner deep, and you're good to go. Whereas now they're going to make it where you can only have 9 guys in there to give the receiving team, the kicking team, a little bit more of an advantage.
That's not a bad thing, then.
Yeah, so we'll see, man, because it's not supposed to be easy. It's an onside kick. If you wanted it to be easy, you should have been kicking butt earlier in the game. But it is what it is. So that was significant. But then probably the most significant one that also was voted down was the chop block rule. So remember, we talked about this a lot a couple episodes ago, where chop blocks are legal within the tackle box, right? 5 yards past the line of scrimmage on either side of the ball is legal. And then we said out on the perimeter is legal at times, but there's certain things you can't do. You can't cut outside coming back in. You can't cut going back towards your end zone, right? And we said, well, for me, I was like, I don't really have an issue with the cut blocks. I just feel like, technique-wise, you can play off of it and things like that and be fine. But with the reason why the rules committee voted it down, they said as a whole, they feel like it puts the smaller defenders at a competitive disadvantage because now you're taking a tool away from them that they don't have. Because for me, I'm a bigger guy. I don't mind staying up high with a guy or playing the cut block, but for a defensive back who is half my size, going up against a lineman that's out there on a screen play or pulling around, that is going to put them in harm's way if they got to stay up top versus them having the ability to at least threaten to cut down or at least chop down those big guys as they're coming around the edge at them. So I did like that. I did understand that a lot more after the fact. And that's why those guys get paid what they get paid to be on the competition committee. And I'm over here just critiquing it because I wasn't thinking about the little people. I forgot about little people. Little people matter. I'm sorry. Y'all matter. I'm with you, baby.
Yeah, we talked at length about that, potentially getting the chop block getting chopped, I guess you could say.
The chop block getting chopped. Absolutely, though, man. So, yeah, I'm cool with that. It makes sense.
That's the explanation.
It does make sense. Okay. Because at first I'm just like, yo, you know how I felt, man. I want that big Deke energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I puff my chest up like.
Well, you were going back and forth. You're like, I like this because it helps the defense at the same time. I kind of want this chip on the shoulder if I'm a defenseman. I want to overcome all these advantages you're giving the offense.
Yeah, but I was being selfish. I'm not gonna be selfish anymore. I'm gonna be nice today, guys. I'm not being selfish today. So that's that, man.
Is that all we got for the rules?
I mean, those are the big, like the main
ones.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, dude. I saw the rules. So you even went through the rules that didn't pass because I completely forgot about them. I just looked at the rules that passed. I was like, uninteresting, uninteresting.
Yeah.
Jersey, actually, even in the article, they had like an exclamation point with the jersey.
That was like the big one.
That's what everyone's excited about.
I mean, shoot, before I even saw which rules got passed, I just saw the guys posting on social media. And I'm like, oh, all right, that must have just got passed then.
Sure.
So, yeah. But I like that, though, man. So now, you ready for the entree? The creme de la creme?
Yeah.
The thing that we've all been waiting to discuss?
Yeah.
Our top 5 tight ends. And I like this because the more I got to thinking about it, it made me realize that we could potentially be on the market for some of these guys, man.
Yeah.
Like legit.
Definitely.
And it really hyped me up. I'm like, woo, baby, all right.
So you like that Tomlin Tremble hype a little bit?
I'm digging them.
You got a concern?
No, we'll talk. I'm digging them, though. I'm digging them. I like them. I put it like this. Seeing it more now makes me understand why Tommy Tremble's name keeps coming up more and more. Like, the more I watch him, I'm like, okay, now it makes sense.
Okay.
Because beforehand, it's like I watched him, but I didn't like go back and like in depth, like let me break him down, see what he does well, see what he struggles with and things like that. It was more so just seeing him in passing.
Yeah.
But now after really looking, I'm like, now it makes perfect sense why everybody's like, yo, this the guy. Which is cool.
You ready for this?
Yeah, man. So you lead us off, right? Yeah, lead us off. What you got?
Oh, I got some sleeper picks. I actually like a lot of these tight ends in that like 4 to 5 to maybe like 8 or 9 range.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Bradley Moore at 5.
Okay.
I was thinking Hunter Long. He just seems to not get as much separation as I would like on some of his routes. But he's a really good contested pass catcher from what I've seen. Mm-hmm. So I like that. But I like Bradley Moore. He seems more athletic, better in space. And he's also secretly tall. Like, he's thick.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I'm like, dude, this guy looks like he's like 5'10" or 6 foot out there just because of like how wide he was. But then I checked the height. He's 6'4". So, yeah, I like Bradley Moore at 5.
Okay. So, for me, I have Brevin Jordan at 5, the tight end out of Miami. I like his game a lot. I think that I don't think he's a true number 1 tight end, though, based on his size. I think he's, 6'3", 245. He's built more like a true like H-back type. You know what I mean? Like, think the Hernandez, but I don't think he's as elusive as Hernandez. I think he's I want to call him like a poor man's version of a Kyle Pitts, right? In terms of shorter,
he looked like, exactly like him, honestly.
But he just the poor man's version of it. Like, so that's why for me I have him at 5 because for Kyle, even though Kyle is listed as a tight end, Kyle isn't your traditional tight end. He's not he's more, I'm going to line this guy up, split out somewhere, and it's going to be a matchup nightmare
he's
for
Randy
defense.
Moss.
Right, like that's what he is.
I couldn't believe some of these catches.
Yeah, so when I think of him, I'm like, he makes sense in terms of why he is who he is. So even though he's a tight end by position only, we know he is a legit wide receiver when he runs these routes in his hands. With Brevin, he's the poor man's version of that. And that's why I have him at 5, because it's like, if you're not going to be able to be as elite as Kyle at that one thing, then yeah, I need a
So blocking not as good.
Right. You see what I mean?
But
like,
people even talk kind of highly about Kyle Pitts' blocking. I don't know if you feel the same way.
We're going to see.
He at least they say he gives the effort.
Right,
Is that the main thing?
Yes, effort. Like with tight ends, you got some that legit will block your head off, right? You think about your George Kittles, right? You got, or in Gronk as well. Then you think about the guys who are more, I'm going to do my job, right? I'm going to position block you. I'm not going to give you this crazy effort. I'll position block you. Travis Kelce, he's that. He's going to get enough in your way, so he's doing his job, but he's never going to try to kill you. He's more so just trying not to get rolled up on. Then you have the guys who, great effort, but still just don't have enough lead in their pencil. And we've seen plenty of those guys. And then we've seen the guys that don't have the effort or the lead in their pencil, and we're not even going to go there. But we already know what that looks like as well, all right? So that's what you saw. I started to stop dropping names as you saw that, right? I'm just,
sure.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it. Yeah. But that's...
I like Ebron, though. I do. Despite all that, I do.
But my thing is, if you're not going to be, like, but Brevin could be a good comp for Ebron. If you want to, you want to throw him out there, like, sure. But I do think, at least with Brevin, I don't know. I just think that he gives a little bit more in that element of his game.
Sure.
But ultimately, that's why I have him at 5, though. Because I'm like, you're not a true number 1 tight end from my perspective. I don't think he's as athletic as, like you said, the Kyle Pitt type or some of these other guys. I think that he still is a really good player, though. But I would like him paired with someone else. Whereas, like, Kyle can be out there by himself. Kyle doesn't matter. I don't need this guy over here and that guy. Like, you do what you do. You're special. Say it.
Okay. Number 4. I have Tommy Tremble. I really like Tommy Tremble, dude. I explained it last podcast. I think he has the upside to be like a really good pass catching tight end too. It seems like he's really athletic, but then also he was like, I think by a lot of accounts, like the number 1 blocking tight end in the nation last year at Notre Dame. And you could just see it, man. Like, he would just run to the spot, block the dude, and you talk about like Tevin Jenkins, like he would bring that type of ferocity to blocking as a tight end. And I'm telling you, it's weird because they didn't focus on him in the passing game. But every time he would go off routes, like he'd beat defenders and he'd catch the ball. I mean, some people were complaining about drops. I haven't seen every play of him.
Right.
But, I like him, dude. I like the upside. So I was going to say, should I explain my 3 and 4? But I'll get to that, I guess, when we get to 3. But, yeah, I think he has upside to be a really good tight end, at least for what we need. Maybe some other teams would have him a little bit lower, because I think he is maybe a little bit more of a project at being that all-around tight end. But for what we need, I like him at 4.
Well, I share a similar sentiment. I have Tommy Tremble at 4 as well.
Nice.
I think that he is a high-end number 2.
Yeah.
That's how I view him. I think he's an absolute perfect fit here in Pittsburgh. What he brings, imagine a bigger, more athletic Rosie. Like, when he
like that comp?
Bro, like, I watched him and literally I'm just like, that's what he plays like dead serious. You watch him move people, not just create contact, because anybody can create and deliver an initial blow. I've been hit hard plenty of times in football, but if you don't drive your feet and use your hands, I'm just going to throw you off me. It doesn't matter how hard you hit. He actually knows how to block. He uses hands, he drives, he gets pad level, he hits on the rise, like all the things you want to see. He does that. And then I do agree with you. I don't think that Notre Dame utilized him well enough.
But they had other good tight ends.
They did. And you think about, just a year ago, they had a first rounder, what was it? Komet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, I think that they could have featured him a lot more from a receiving standpoint, because like you said, he continually gets open. He displays soft hands. I haven't watched every clip, so for the Notre Dame fans, they might feel that he has a drop issue. I haven't seen enough of him to see that just yet. But from what I have seen, he displays natural soft hands. Like, he catches the ball well, and he runs good enough routes. Listen, for a guy not to be viewed as a receiving tight end, he continually is wide open.
Yeah.
Now, when I look at guys like oh man, what's the kid from Ole Miss? Kenny Yebo, I think that's how you say his last name, right? He's open a lot, but it's more schemed that way. They line him up at fullback, and they have it's a trick play that they do where one play he'll run and hit the guy, act like he's blocking. The next time he'll swim the guy and just run downfield, and he's wide open. All his throws are like that. But with Tommy, it's not. Tommy's actually having to run routes. It's not schemed for him. But I also like that Tommy is more of a inline, true, traditional style tight end with good size. 6'4", 248. Well, he probably be about 250. We ain't tripping on that. But I like the fact that he does have the ability to be on the line of scrimmage. Whereas, like with Brevin or with Kyle, it's more like at the NFL level, I see you guys as being space players, off the ball, motion guys, versus actually like sitting here in a 3-point stance with a 6 technique sitting over you. Like, I don't think you really want that. And what I mean by a 6 technique is a linebacker like me, TJ Watt, or you think about Lamar Woodley, where they're just sitting straight over that tight end. And if the tight end goes to move, they put 2 hands on them. We call them the Pominellis, and we know how that ends. It's like, pancake, throw a little surf on it. So I don't think that those guys can do that. Whereas Tommy, I think that he can line up at the end of that line of scrimmage and still handle his business against 4-3 DNs. You think about Cincinnati Bengals, or and obviously the Cleveland Browns, or 3-4 outside linebackers. I like his versatility and the size that he plays with. I think he's more than athletic enough to do that.
Yeah, I'd be good with us picking him. I'd be excited.
Absolutely, man.
My number 3, Brevin Jordan, actually.
Ooh.
And it's for the reasons you said at number 5.
Yeah.
I think I'm just a little bit more high on it.
Which is fine. Yeah.
Where you say Kyle Pitts light, I'm like, all right, I'm pretty excited about that. And that's why I have him above Tommy Tremble. You could go back and forth of like,
I went back and forth with him as well. I literally flipped between him, Brevin, and Hunter Long. I was kind of like torn between those 3 because each of them do something that the other one doesn't. And it's just kind of personal preference. Well, what do you like more? For me, I like Tommy's like toughness, edginess, more Tevin Jenkins style. Whereas with Brevin, it's like, I love his athletic ability, but for me, it's kind of like, well, if I can't have the real Sprite, I don't want Sprite Zero. You know what I mean? I want the legit one. I don't want Coke Zero. I want the real Coke. And that's the whole thing when I think of Brevin. It's like, you're nice, but you're just like it's a little watered down. It's, you know?
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking in a vacuum. Like for us, if it was specifically for us, and maybe that's even why I do have Tommy Tremble at 4 is because I am thinking for us, but him versus Brevin Jordan, I'm just thinking as a pass catcher, as just a more refined offensive player, I like Brevin Jordan over Tommy Tremble. Where with Tremble, I think he has more upside for sure.
I agree.
But if you're drafting someone and you're looking for someone like just right off the bat, maybe you'd go Brevin Jordan. But for us, I do like Tommy Tremble. So if this was specifically for the Steelers, I'd maybe bump him up to 3. But just as an overall top 5 list, I was weighing those things. Yeah, you ask me tomorrow, maybe I have him flip-flopped a little bit. But yeah, I like Brevin Jordan. Yeah.
Well, and the thing that I also like is these guys are going to be available to us.
Yeah.
3rd, 4th, 5th round, these guys are going to be available. Don't be surprised if we take one of them. Sure. Like, seriously,
I'd be excited too.
Yes.
Like I was saying, I like the depth at the tight end position this year.
Absolutely. It's sneaky good. It's a sneaky depth. Yeah.
I'm excited for your 3.
Absolutely. But hold on. Before I get to my 3, let me double check the chat. Let's see what these people have. So all of the above says for his top 5 tight ends. At number 5, he has Hunter Long. That's the tight end out of Boston College.
Yep.
At number 4, he went with Brevin Jordan out of Miami. At number 3, Tommy Tremble.
Yep.
At number 2, I'm going to butcher his last name. Was it Freiermuth? I think that's what he said. Pat Freiermuth. Freiermuth.
Yeah.
That's what he said. All right. So the tight end out of Penn State. And then at number 1, he has Kyle Pitts.
Does anyone not have Pitts at 1?
I'm trying.
Does anyone have a hot take?
Yeah. Now I'm not. Everybody's looking like Pitts right now. Yeah. Winners even has it. Winners says Brevin at 5. At number 4, he has Yebo. That's the guy I was talking about out of Ole Smith, Kenny Yebo.
Yeah.
Then he has Tommy Tremble at 3. Freiermuth at 2, and then Pitts at 1. Yeah, I don't think anyone has. Yeah, Tremble at 3, Freiermuth at 2, Pitts at 1. No one's touching Pitts at 1. Come on, man. Pitts is undefeated in these streets, baby. Here we go again. So we have Sammy Reyes, Trey McKitty, Tommy Tremble, Pat Freiermuth, and then Kyle Pitts at 1. Yeah, man. But my thing is, Pitts isn't a tight end. Pitts is just Pitts. Put Pitts over here and just, remember when you come out of high school and you have like athlete, it's like he's not a wide receiver, he's not a DB, he's just athlete. put Kyle Pitts in just the athlete
Dude,
category.
Actually,
because that's what he is. Like,
depending on how teams play him too, he still might be listed at tight end. He could be a fantasy stud because of that now.
Seriously,
tight end, if he's getting like 1,500 double-digit touchdowns,
yes.
That'd be a huge advantage.
If you're an OC in the NFL and you use Kyle Pitts as an inline tight end solely, you should be fired on the spot. Like, this dude is a matchup nightmare. I'm gonna make you have to play in big personnel. I'm showing up in 12. I'm showing up in 21 personnel. I want fullback. I want tight end because I want to make you have to put your base personnel defense out there. Why is that important? Because that's going to guarantee me that a linebacker is going to get matched up on Kyle Pitts. And trust me, man, I might line up on the backside of the formation and motion them to that slot strong, make you have to adjust and then walk on out there, mismatch. Might line them up on the strong side, make them run across to that weak side slot formation, make that will linebacker have to walk out. You might get you a pass rusher walking up on it, depending on the defense. You know how the Steelers, we've had some situations where we didn't have to walk out on that before. It's not fun. But that's how I'm using him. Trust me, he would never be lined up on that end where somebody could touch him. This dude is going to be just getting the matchups that we want. Yeah, because he's a freak. He's a freak. But that's why he's an athlete. Just put him as an athlete. But yeah, that's where everybody has him at number 1. Can't go wrong with that.
For sure.
All right, so it's back on you. You got to get number 3, right?
No, you got to say your
3. Who's your 3? Who's your number 3?
I said Jordan, Brevin Jordan.
Oh, you did say Brevin. Okay, perfect. So for me, I went with Hunter Long out of Boston College. I like his game a lot. I think he's a true number 1 tight end. I love his size, 6'5", 253. Yeah. Now, he's not as athletic as some of these other guys, right? But I just love how he's really good in terms of his combat catching.
Oh, yeah.
He's great in terms of high pointing the ball, catching in the crowd.
Like a better Jesse James almost.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I think a more athletic version of Jesse James. Yes, indeed. He has the size to be a good NFL pass blocker as well. And the reason why with these collegiate guys, I always just say they have the size. And a similar conversation I said with running back is because at the collegiate level, the edge rushers aren't the same. They aren't as skilled. It's certain things that just collegiately you can get away with that at the NFL level, a guy will just, take you to the watershed and just wear you out with it. But he does have good size to hold up against some of these guys, especially against 4-3 DNs. That's the big thing, right? When you're talking about the tight end position as it pertains to run game, as it pertains to pass protection, how can he hold up against 3-4 outside linebackers and 4-3 DNs? Because those body types are drastically different. I want to make sure he's nimble enough, fast enough to handle an outside linebacker who's going to typically be thinner, smaller, but faster. But I need you to have the size and the length and the long arms to handle these long 6'6", 6'7" DNs. And you got to have girth so that way they're not just mauling you. Watching him, he has all of that. It looks good. And that's why for me, I have him at number 3. I just think that, man, you get him in the right situation. Pittsburgh would be a nice situation for him as well.
Sure.
It's like he can develop. I think that, like I said, he could be a true number 1 tight end. One of those guys you're just like, yeah, this dude, he's legit.
Yeah, I like
feel like
him
he
too.
could be that, man.
I like him too. Yeah, he just didn't make my top 5. But another name I like was
but it's a deep cut. Like
Matt Bushman. I like him out of BYU.
So think about, you talk about Matt Bushman, right? I think of him. I think of the like I said, obviously the kid from Ole Miss, and it's like these guys didn't even make my list, but
they should be
class,
there
right?
at the 4th or 5th round. It just still happens we could use a tight end too at this point.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Where it's not like something. If we miss out, or like we have our tight end 1 with Eric Ebron, so we don't necessarily need the Pitts or Freiermuth right now,
right?
But we could take any one of these dudes in the later rounds. But it would be a really good asset to have.
I think
for the Steelers next season.
I think it would be a legit steal if we were able to get one of these guys we're talking about in our top 5 in the
4th round. Yeah,
without a doubt. I think 4th round, because we got 2 4th round picks. If one of those 4th round picks you utilize on one of those guys, man, that is amazing value right there.
Yeah.
I love that value.
Yeah, you take care of line, running back, maybe cornerback those first 3 rounds, or maybe line 2 times, running back, and then the tight end. That fills up some of those holes we've been talking about.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right, my number 2.
Oh, before we go, though, somebody just shouted you out too, man.
What's up?
Original Ox says you've been low-key getting your football knowledge up. Just want to shout you out, bro.
I'm getting there, dude.
Shout out, bro.
I watched some highlights.
Y'all pay some respect to my man, Deke. Deke been on his grind. Deke said, listen.
I'm grinding the safe.
Deke said, man, I'm ever evolving. He said, you either get better or you get worse. His arrow is pointed up. I like this. He's consistently been above the line. He's giving us varsity, baby. That's how you Deke, bro. That's big Deke energy. No more small Deke. Big Deke energy, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely,
I'll defer to you on a lot of this stuff for sure. I mean, there's a few things I'm kind of stand pat on, you know that, but yeah,
I
I'll
like
get
it
the
though,
knowledge
man.
up a little bit.
No.
I mean, it's mainly highlight watching and then
Hey.
just feeling it out, seeing what other people say, and then just getting a general thing.
Eyeball test.
Yeah,
I
think
my
I do
gut,
a decent
see
job
what
with
it feels.
that.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hey, like I said, as long as it doesn't pertain to Ben, you're pretty good. With his Ben, it's like, and I didn't even see it, but baby bro shouted you out too. It's my little brother Kelvin. Shout out Kelvin. He says taco meat deep with the knowledge. I ain't even peep it was taco meat deep. Oh yes. Yeah. We got big deep taco meat energy today.
I appreciate it.
Man. Oh man, I like it, bro.
Day. It's a good day.
It is, right?
Yeah. So we got the same top two then, for sure. For our myth.
Absolutely.
They say Baby Gronk. I don't know if I'm seeing this completely.
Okay, go ahead.
But I do see. Maybe that's why they call him Baby Gronk, because it's not Gronk completely. But I see some tenacity there.
That's Arizona State Gronk.
Yeah,
that's what that is right now.
That's a tough comparison. Like, no one's gonna live up to Gronk.
No. Don't think of Gronk at the NFL level. Think of Gronk coming out of Arizona. I mean, Arizona State.
He was a second round pick.
Like, that's what Pat looks like though. Like, similar, 6'5", 260. He's a legit number one. Can definitely block. Can catch the ball. Like, he has everything. Like, his route running,
actually might be better.
This is my thing.
Right?
I like him as a tight end more than I like Kyle Pitts as a tight end.
Sure.
I like
get what
Kyle
you're saying.
Pitts though as just a better athlete, and that's why I said, like, to me, Kyle Pitts should just have ATH next to his name, like he's coming out of high school, because he's not a traditional tight end. Pat, if this is any other year, Pat is the number one guy right now, because Pat is going to be able to play true inline tight end. You could split him out. You could motion him. He could be at the point of attack. He could be on the backside. He could run whatever route you need him to run. He's a matchup nightmare. And in the red zone, he is dominant. Like, this is the guy. Part of me was even like,
we'd have to trade Ebron.
Well, no.
I jumped the gun, huh?
I don't even have to trade Ebron. No. I just looked at it like this. I was like, if this is any other year, or if we did a little bit different in free agency, I could easily be making a case that still should trade up in that second round to get him, because he'll be available in the second. I don't think he's going first round. Yeah. You don't need him at 24, but you could get him, I feel like, around that 40, 45 range. And if you're sitting the Steelers at 55, and this, like I said, not this year, because we got to get a running back. We got to go offensive line.
Yeah.
I feel like you're kind of boxed in right now with those two, O-line, running back, and then you can flirt with corner, or, if you want to go linebacker, however you want to flirt with those later on. But I just think you got to go O-line, running back, those first two, whichever combination you want. But if that wasn't the case,
sure,
man, I would be over here like, yo, we need Pat ASAP. This is the guy you want. Even though Ebron is here, if you put him with Ebron, now we're talking Gronk Hernandez vibes, right? Not to the same extent, because obviously different styles. We don't have that Hernandez quote unquote style player, but think of a two tight end set where you're able to really dominate and run an offense like that. I mean, I would be down for it. You know what I mean? And then even
things would be interesting in the receiver room then.
Right, but you got to think this will only be for another year, because after that, Ebron will be gone. And then you go back to running your exotic sets with just your one tight end. So you have the flexibility. Also, you would make Ebron have to play a lot better and more consistent. You can't have those drops now when you got this guy sitting there. Yeah. When you got that on the side, them drops, that gets old real quick.
I would like getting him, dude. Whenever I saw him, I was thinking the same thing.
I would too. It's just we have to get an O-line, and we have to get a running back. Unless we don't have to get a running back. I mean, the team could say, they could say this. They could say we go O-line at 24, trade up in the second round to get Pat, and then third round you go Michael Carter. Third round fourth round you can go Chuba Hubbard. You go Trey Sermon. You put that guy in the mix with what we already have, upgraded O-line. Then you go O-lineman, and then with your 2 4th-round picks, one of those go O-line as well. Now you still can make it work. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can see it. I'm torn.
I think you'd be most excited if we get him, right?
I would.
You're really pumped.
I would, because I love these type of tight ends. I want to, because I know what it does to a defense. Not just my position, because obviously we played against these guys and they are nightmares. But defensively, when you have to account for a tight, like, you would much rather it's a stud wide receiver, because you can account coverage wise. You still don't have to like make one-offs for your defense. You don't have to have these wacky matchups where, okay, I want you to cover him, but now you're going to have to be in a bind, because if it's a run play, you don't have
to worry about pass and run with receiver. It's just worry about the pass.
Whereas when it's a tight end like this, Now I got to ask myself, okay, am I going to go with a big nickel type look where I have a small secondary guy, but I put a DN out here to kind of beat him up a little bit, but now I still got to worry about run fits? I don't like that. Do I go with a bigger body guy, stay base personnel? No, because it's a matchup nightmare. He's going to cook this guy. So now you see, okay, well, do I have a safety on the roster that can really match up with him? Remember, we tried to do Sean Davis against Gronk. In theory, it sounded good until we saw in the clutch moments where it was like, bro, Gronk is a man. And I just remember this. I'll never forget it. I was like, yo, don't even throw the flag. No, he earned that. Yeah, don't throw that flag. He earned that. I ain't tripping. You know what I mean? Certain ones just like, yo, you got that. Yeah, you earned that. Pat yourself on the back. But that's what Pat is. Pat makes you, if you're a coordinator, you're just like, oh, I hate this guy right here because it's going to make you compromise your defense. It's going to make you have to play very uncomfortable, have to do something left-handed that you just don't want to do. But that's what he is. And that's why I'm just like, if he's here with 7 and
change
Juju,
your plans.
You see what I mean? Big difference. But I just don't think that they're gonna pass up on O-line and running back in those first 2 rounds. I just don't think they'll do it. Even though I would love if that scenario worked out.
What if you did trade Ebron for like a 3rd rounder or something?
But I don't want to trade Ebron right now. Though.
Okay.
I just personally don't because I just don't. I personally think
you'd just rather have him on the roster, even if we drafted him 2nd round.
I like them both together, at least for that 1 year. Especially when I think of pandemic first year, or not even pandemic first year, just the soft strike, no OTAs first year as well. Like it's just a lot that
just
can
a little bit of a backup.
Yeah, I just want to have it so it's not the full load that he has to bear. Year 1, day 1 of, all right, you got to be the guy. I don't want that feeling. You know what I mean? But he can accomplish that here with that.
In his 2nd year, potentially.
Mm-hmm. And then next year he takes off, and next year he's the man.
I'd be good with it.
Ebron's gone, Cap's going up, so now we can get even more pieces. Come on, man.
Now we don't have to worry about tight end.
Come on, man.
I'm good with it.
That's your Heath Miller for the next 10 years.
Okay.
Dude, I can see it,
more
man.
Athletic, though, too.
Listen. You go Tevin. You can go Tevin. You can go Walker. You can go Elijah at 1 at 24. You trade up to about, like I said, you're going to have to get 40, 45 range. So you're moving up about 10 picks. Trading up, though, you got to go get him. You get him.
You'd rather trade up for him than a running back?
I personally would. Just because I know I can get a Michael Carter. I know I can get a Trey Sermon. I know I can get a Ramondre
You're that high
Stevenson.
on him. Like, you're really excited.
Well, put it like this.
I mean, I am too. But
I just feel like his impact is going to be stronger and longer than any of these running backs we're talking about. We said with Etienne, with Najee Harris, best case, you get 4 prime years. We talked about this. We went down. We said, you look at Zeke, you look at Elbow, you look at Gurley. We could go down the list of all these top backs that have set the league on fire. They literally had a 3 to 4 year legit run of dominance. And then after that, they all kind of started to trend down. Some fell completely off that cliff. Whereas with tight ends, you're talking 10 to 12 year. The shelf life is way longer, and we know what a dominant tight end can do. We're still seeing Gronk still be an effective guy, and we know this dude gonna be in a wheelchair, you know, eventually, but just with all the injuries he's dealt with, like, but he's still a factor. He's still an X factor. Jimmy Graham, nowhere near as athletic as he was when he was in New Orleans, right? But he's still an X factor. Like, it's certain guys at certain positions, just like, bro, this is one of them. And he's one of those guys. So that's why for me, I'm like, I would love it. Then you go get, like I said, a Michael Carter or one of these backs that we've named in that 4th round. Because if you're trading up, you're probably going to have to give up one of those 4th round picks, which is fine. But you got 2 4th round picks. So if you did a combination of something from, like I said, your 4th round pick this year, your 3rd round pick next year, or however you want to do it to move the 10 spots, cool. But then with that next 4th round pick, I get my running back. Then from there, the rest of the draft, all right, I'm going to get me an extra lineman just for the sake of it. I'll get me a linebacker or some type of edge. And then from there, we're going to roll with it, man. That's what I'm feeling right now,
something to look out for.
It is, man. Yeah.
We got anything else on Pitts?
Because he's a problem, bro.
We kind of talked about Pitts. I don't know if there's anything else. Like, he's going to go, top 5, top 10?
Absolutely. I mean, he's a walk-in matchup nightmare. Rangy, super athletic. I mean, we know what he is. He's only wide receiver by... I mean, he's tight end only by position classification. This dude, he's a beast, though.
Like Plexico Burress, like people are comparing him
seriously,
to. But then he was mossing people,
bro.
too. Like, it was,
He looks like a legit wide receiver.
And what he run? He ran like a 4.4, 4.3
It was low 4.4s,
Yeah.
Dude's a wide receiver. He's a wide receiver. Listen, if I'm on defense And coach says, hey, we're gonna run tight Sammy 33. That's our base cover 3 package, right? And I get to walking out here, and I'm like, oh, coach, wait a minute, baby. That's Kyle Pitts, baby. We need to check this ASAP. Because I should never be walked out on this guy. I should never have to see this guy because he's a wide receiver. That's the type of energy I'm at. I'm over here. I'll probably walk over and rough Butts up like, hey, Butts, come on, baby. What are you doing? You trying to get me fired? I got a wife and kids, plural. Don't do this. This is how you get me fired. This is how you get me out the league,
I'm not trying to look bad on social media.
You know what I'm saying?
Either.
Like, don't you do me like that. Like, stop it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what Kyle is. And any linebacker that matches up against him is going to look like such. It is what it is. Smack your coordinator if he puts you out there. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
You gotta let him know.
We have multiple strategies then. Yeah. It's like you trade up in the second. Then we don't have to worry about that tight end in the 4th or 5th round at all. But then you got to worry about running back. So this is a new strategy,
But at running back, knowing worst case, if it doesn't work out, it's only this year. We still have a committee approach. We could go with Benny Snell, McFarland, Balaj, Samuels, or if you want, no, seriously,
5 running backs.
But no. But like those are the 4 guys, right? That combination, right? Or we talked about you bring in a Trey Sermon, let him compete with Jalen Samuels or Kalen Balaj. You bring in a Chuba Hubbard or one of those guys, let them compete. You just added another element to it, right? But we know at running back, we said the teams that have won Super Bowls, they haven't had a feature running back. No, it's
last
been,
year.
It's been by committee. You think about what New England was doing, it was by committee. You think about what the Eagles did, it was by committee.
Tampa.
So we can legit do the exact same
Chiefs,
thing.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I'm saying in terms of why it doesn't necessarily have to be, you picking guaranteed in that second round running back because you have that.
Actually, this goes to your second round tight end thing, though. Think of the Super Bowl teams.
Yeah.
Eagles, Ertz.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs, Kelsey.
We know the Patriots.
49ers were in the Super Bowl. Kittle.
Yeah, Kittle, yeah.
Yeah, Patriots and then Bucks, Gronk, too.
Mm-hmm. I'm serious, man.
I'm
serious, dude.
We finding the secret X factor for these Super Bowl teams.
Who was the tight end? Was Gonzalez the tight end when the Falcons went against the Patriots?
Oh, I don't know if he was still around.
I don't know if he was still there. Who was the tight end down there?
I don't know.
I had to look into that.
He might have been. I don't think he was.
I think he missed it.
I think the stories would have been way bigger about Gonzalez finally potentially getting a Super Bowl ring. I don't remember that.
But
over the past 4 or 5 years, we just talked about some of those teams.
You got to add a tight end, bro. That's an X factor. That's what we were hyped about Ebron, but Ebron still, he doesn't catch consistently enough to be like that. And obviously, there's other little things about his game that, make people just feel a little bit different about him.
Are we missing any Super Bowl teams? Carolina, Greg Olsen.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was prime Greg. He was prime-ish.
It was Broncos. Did they have Julius Thomas still whenever they beat the Panthers?
I don't remember if he was gone by then or not.
Yeah, I don't remember. But, still.
Yeah. But, dude, tight end is a legit position.
Because who the hell was the Broncos running back? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
It was the Panthers running back. Was it a combination of Stewart still?
Stewart, yeah, Stewart was
but still, there. I mean, he wasn't like a top 20 running back at that point. It might be tight end. The secret formula.
Serious, dude.
We might have just found it out.
Tight end, man. Because it's a matchup nightmare. Like, as a D coordinator, you hate athletic, rangy tight ends. You hate them. Because it's nothing you can do with it. You're going to have to put, like I said, you're going to put yourself in a bind somewhere. And if that team has a running back that, okay, he can legit run that rock, then you're screwed. Yeah, it just, you can't stop that. You're going to be asking this safety or this corner, this nickel to have to play 4 down linebacker as well as cover this freaky athlete. Like, that's not what they're built for, man.
I'm all about it now. I just talked myself into it. You've talked me into it,
man. I'm all in.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm all in, man.
Okay.
We want the tight end.
Frymouth is on the board now. Like he's
the guy, bro.
He's a target.
I'm sorry, I want him, man.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing it out there, bro.
I'm into it now. Yeah.
He's gonna be available in that second round. He's gonna be available around that 40, 45 range. He'll be there.
Okay. We'll watch for it.
Will they trade up? I don't know, but I would totally do it. And like I said, Michael Carter, I'm looking at him because I say what
he was in our top 5. He was 4 for both of us. Right.
So out of the running backs that we currently have, what are we missing?
Yeah, it could be him and Snell, maybe. Yeah,
right. We thought McFarland was going to do that. He really didn't that first year. But I've already said I feel like Michael Carter could come in, man. He could be your punt returner.
He's way smoother than McFarland too.
Way smoother. Can actually like run like because we said McFarland's like the road runner. It's like his feet just keep and he slides out everywhere, man. But with Michael, he looks like he's just always under control.
Yeah.
Even though he's small, he doesn't really take shots. You hardly ever see him just get hit. Like, I would love it, man. Like, if that's how the top 3 picks worked out, where it's Tevin, and then it's Pat, and then you get Michael in those first 3, in terms of Tevin Jenkins, the tackle out of Oklahoma State, Pat Frymouth, the tight end out of Penn State, and then Michael Carter, the second running back out of UNC. If those were our top 3 picks, I'd be good.
Okay.
I'd be good.
Okay.
I'd be good. I'm telling you, I'd be good.
Back in that Super Bowl contention then, huh?
Oh yeah, we'd be talking.
Okay.
We would definitely be talking.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
Because even more so with Pat at tight end, I don't have to worry about Ben having to stretch it to a wide receiver. Stretching the field with the wide receiver is different than stretching the field with the tight end. Just in terms of their route concepts and stuff like that. But we said Ben is still fired intermediate to short. He's not losing that. It's the deep ball that we're worried about. With Pat, man, he's gonna kill you on that intermediate. He's gonna destroy anything in there. And then every once in a while he could take the shot deep, which would be fine. But as a whole, I just think that it makes the offense, it would be more dynamic. And I think Matt Canada would love him. Mike Canada, he would blast with him.
Sweet. I'm pumped now.
But how do you feel? I mean, that's a Penn State guy. You're really talking up a Penn State guy. I thought it was hell to Pitt, man.
It is, but I mean,
he said it is.
It is, but hey, once you join the Steelers, all that's out the window. All yeah, right. I don't give a shit.
All right, just check because like for me, like if you're a William Murray guy, like I still got an issue with you. Like,
oh, okay.
Being Coach Tomlin, it's like I like you, he likes me, but it's like I don't like him, he doesn't like me because he's a William Murray guy. I'm a JMU guy. Like, yeah, if I see a Richmond Spider, I'm just like, bro, I almost lost like my best friend recently. He started coaching for my rival team, Richmond. I'm like, bro, like you my dog, like love you, but I don't talk to you right now because you with them. What are you doing? Who are you? You know what I mean? Like it's just certain ones like that. Yeah. Things. So hearing a Pitt guy talking about a Penn State guy with all this smile, all this, you giddy over there, man.
I see him helping the Steelers. That's how I do it. Yeah.
Okay. And shout out to I'm gawking a Penn State guy, knowing that they ain't even off of me.
Shut you down.
They shut me down. Joe Paul looked me in the eye, Coke bottle glass. Hey man, I really like what you did out there. You look great, man. You're flying around. Good work. It's a pleasure to meet you. Say, huh? No. You skipped that part. I meant thank you, right? Thank you. I'll accept the scholarship. No, that's not what you're saying. Yeah. So you know how I feel about Penn State. You know what I mean? But it's like, dang, like this dude is nice though, man. He's legit.
Baby Gronk. That'd be sick to have on the Steelers.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I'm for it. Like I said, he has my vote, man.
Okay. I'm down too. Yeah.
I like it, man. So shoot.
Is that all we got?
That is, dude.
Dang. That was dope.
That was fun.
How long we go?
Man.
Over an hour, right?
Oh yeah, definitely over an hour, man. I didn't even need to look. Let's look how long. Oh, we're about hour 30, hour 27. Yeah,
okay.
Y'all got enough content for today. All right. So look, we love y'all. I know y'all love us. We're gonna keep the big Deke energy rolling. All right. And until next time, baby.
Peace.